Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Block Breaking Season 2. In this episode, I'm going to go on several adventures that all involve water. One of those is a coral farm, another is a death-defying leap into a bucket of water, and the other adventure is that Simrex and I go and raid a few ocean monuments. But before I cut to those adventures, I need to address my hot bar. If you see down there at the bottom of the screen, I have 8 of these little guys in my inventory. I had put a bounty out on our community bounty board that I needed 8 pink axolotls, and Void was nice enough to satisfy the bounty and find me 8 pink axolotls. So my intention is to release them into this moat, but before I do, I want them all to have names. And that is where I need your help. So I am not clever enough to come up with 8 different names for pink axolotls that would fit the theme of this moat. So if you have some ideas, please drop them in the comments, and I would love to name these on the next episode and get them all released so they can live happy little lives swimming around in the moat and not just living in buckets. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this episode started. I'm here at the beach today to talk about coral. Those guys out there. So in a recent episode, I opened up a coral shop, and now once people start buying the product, I have to keep the store stocked. Keeping a well-stocked coral shop presents a couple of challenges. The first one is the actual coral blocks themselves. They're not renewable, they're not craftable, they're not a mob drop. So the only way to get them is to mine them up. And the other challenge is the corals and the fans. So if you see, the fans are the ones that grow on the sides here, and then sometimes the fans can grow on the tops too, and they kind of look like the circles. But then there's these kind of the regular corals, like these tubes and the fire corals. Those, as far as natural formation, they form in a much smaller proportion than the fans. So right now in my shop, since those regular corals were harder to get, those are much more expensive in my shop right now. But there's good news. The actual coral and the coral fans are renewable. And because they're renewable, that makes them farmable. And the way to farm these corals is if you're anywhere in a warm ocean biome, which this is, and you can hit your F3 to see. If you look up on the top left of the screen, about halfway down, you can see that the biome is a warm ocean right here. If you are anywhere in a warm ocean and you use bone meal, boom, you get a mixture of seagrass and coral. Now, you get a lot more seagrass than you get coral, but you'd get coral. And then once the coral grows, you can just hit it with a silk touch like you normally would, and then boom, you mine it. Now, if you wanted the seagrass, you'd have to use shears. I don't really care about the seagrass, so I don't mind just making that go away. So you can just keep hitting the bone meal out here. See, sometimes you get the fans. So this is what the fans look like when they're sitting on the top. And sometimes you get the regular ones. But the good thing about doing it this way is that they actually spawn in about the same proportions. So the natural spawning gives you a lot more fans, but this spawning gives you, oh, I'm drowning. My helmet can only let me breathe for so long. But this way, it gives you a much more even spread, so I'll be able to get a lot more of the regular corals and then be able to offer them at a cheaper price. And now I'm going to go ahead and build me a coral farm. Okay, well, I am done with that build, and as you saw, it was not a very complex build, and it doesn't use a ton of resources, except maybe all of those hoppers, and in my case, I decided to put a bunch of sea lanterns for lights, but you could either just put fewer lights or use, pumpkins or anything else. So let me go ahead and explain how this works. So basically, you fill up this chest with bone meal, and then that's going to go through, and that is going to fill the dropper and the dispenser, right? So it's filling the dropper, and then when the dropper activates, it pushes it into the dispenser, and then when the dispenser activates, it will actually create the coral and the seagrass. And how it activates involves this minecart. So you're going to sit in the minecart and push yourself. And once you get going, you can see when you hit this activator rail, it powers the powered rail, which allows it to send you back the other direction. And my apologies if this is making you a little seasick. And every time that activator rail hits, it also activates the dropper and dispenser, which causes grass and coral to spawn. So while you're in the cart, then you can just aim your shovel, and if you aim it just right, well, I'm sorry, it doesn't have to be a shovel. It could be any silk touch tool. I prefer to use a shovel because if I use my pickaxe, I don't want to accidentally break any of these floor pieces. But if you aim it just right to where you can get kind of the corals that spawn in the front and the corals that spawn in the back, you can see that about every swipe you get, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 corals. And that's how it works. And if you want to know any other details about exactly how this works and why it was designed the way it was, I will link to the tutorial that I used to make this build in the video description. So I think I would call this a success. I think, whoa! Well, that wasn't a success. Well, I think I would call that a success. I think this farm is going to treat me pretty well, and it's going to supply the entire server with all of their decorative coral needs. All right, well, now I have my coral shop pretty well stocked, and I was able to bring the prices down. Everything is now sold by the stack, and there's already some people buying some, which is nice. And I have, next to the pickle barrel, I now have the turtle food. And there was one other thing I wanted to add to the shop, and it's something I hadn't really thought of before. Some people might want the dead varieties and not have to go through the trouble of placing them out for them to die themselves, so I made the dead coral shop. I was kind of inspired by we'll just say a Stranger TV show that's been on one of these streaming services recently. And I just thought this was a pretty funny way to handle that. So now I have kind of a mirror image of the coral shop back here, and this sells all of the dead varieties. I'm going to charge the same prices, even though it's a little more work for me. I have to mine it up and then place it down and mine it up again. But I don't think people will want to pay extra for that service. But now I have to go mine a bunch more stuff so that I can actually fill up these chests. So I think once those chests are full, I think my coral shop is complete. And for my next adventure, Honey and Tea challenged Cimerex and I to complete the bucket jump challenge. I have never done this before, and when I do use the bucket jump in game, it's a hit or miss whether I can land it or not, even on short drops. And also to note, this video clip was recorded several weeks ago, and I think my microphone was running a bit hot on that episode, so my apologies if my voice seems a little bit loud in this one.
You can just hold it in, too.
So how many attempts did it take you? How many times? How many attempts did it take you?
First try, I will give you a stack of diamonds.
I did it.
Oh God! Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that deal.
No, more like 32 diamonds.
Oh, you're gonna give me 32 also if I make it first? Woohoo! That's like a stack and a half.
I'm not. No.
You just said you would.
No, I'm not giving you my diamonds.
Oh God! Here we go. Ouch.
I don't think he made it.
No, you said somebody told me to hold the right click. Holding it did not work.
Holding it.
Left
should
click doesn't
actually
drop your bucket. Left click makes you punch.
Oh, do you want me to do it? Do you want me to show you old people how to do it?
Oh, I saw somebody zip by my
Done
head.
it! Yep,
Oh,
Yeah,
and I
I know.
survived.
did it.
Dang, really?
All right, Oda,
First
it's your
try.
turn. Once I get back up here.
All right, it's my turn. I have a stack of diamonds coming to me if I get it on my first shot.
Well, you better get it on your first shot then.
Oh, this is
Right.
crazy. Like
Yeah.
we're so high up, like the low parts don't render.
Fine. Hold
Yeah, that's
on.
why I was
I have
having a
an
hard time
idea.
seeing the hole.
Oh my lord.
That's why I said shift, like you shift as you fall and just move a little bit forward. Oh.
Ow!
You
What
got
was
him
that
from up
for?
here? What?
Apparently.
That was
So-
so random.
Oda, you still up there?
Yep, I think I'm getting ready to go. Is everyone clear?
Not yet. I'm almost up.
Okay, I'll wait for you to get your
we'll
stuff
just-
back.
Almost.
Here goes. Oh jeez, oh my lord. I grabbed the ladder. Dang it.
I know. That's what I was doing
Oh, so annoying. So annoying.
Ugh.
Okay, if
So
you make it
you
this time, I'll give you 32.
too.
Mm-hmm.
You're just gonna give him 32 diamonds.
If you hit it this time, yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
I
that-
thought you said.
Was that technically my first try? I got the
Yeah.
ladder. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's your first try, so.
You
Okay.
didn't die.
All right.
Zombies.
All right, here I go.
Don't jump on my head.
You just
All
like,
right, Yoda.
oh,
Boom.
we made it!
Yes!
We made it.
Yes.
I guess I'm giving away 32.
32 diamonds coming my way.
There you go.
T.
Nice.
T.
Yeah,
Yeah.
32 diamonds.
Oh, those are like the old wrinkly diamonds.
The old wrinkly diamond.
Yeah, they're like dark blue and wrinkly.
Oh.
T gave Oda lapis.
Yeah.
But here you go.
Oh yeah. Woohoo!
Because you got an achievement.
Nice. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Not like you deserve them, though, hey?
Really? First try.
Puncher.
Like literally first time I've ever done that.
Why are you shooting at me?
Technically,
You're
it was
glad
your
I don't have to
second
pee on
time.
All right, so I found this ocean monument out here right by my coral farm, and there's another one about 200 blocks away from it. So Cimerex volunteered to help me try to conquer these things and try to get some sponges out of it. So let's see how that goes. Oh, we didn't get very many lamps, did we?
Nah, that's all right.
I give you half the gold. Does that sound good?
I like gold.
And I'll give you half the guardian heads.
Those sound cool too. Might make nice decorations.
Cool. Well, that's about it. So I gave you like all of the like prismarine type blocks that we got.
You didn't want any of those?
Nah.
Ooh, sorry. I had the bow pulled and I started talking to you and then let go like that.
If I need any for like a build or something, I'll just like buy them from, because I think Time has a farm.
You have an arrow in your foot and in your back. Or your arm? Oh, it's in your arm.
Cool. So basically all I took was half the heads, half the gold, and all the sponges, and then you've got all the blocks.
Yeah, keep your sponges.
Sweet. This is awesome. Well, I think that's going to wrap up my water adventures for this episode. Please drop me a line in the comments and give me some name suggestions for these axolotls, and hopefully in the next episode I'll be able to get them named and get them set free. Also, I'd like to ask you to please go check out all the other Block Breakers channels. There's a lot of really entertaining content out there, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. There's a couple links down in my video description that'll point you right to them. So thanks again, and I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye now.